Hey everyone, Siri here, and welcome to the highlight match from this last late season's offense matches. This defense is a pretty intimidating setup. It's a bit of a pseudo-cav line with a very highly invested legendary Veronica and Winter Lysithea, backed up by a duo Elise and an Epla to help shut down any save options or tanking strategies. The legendary Robin in the corner is also in season and a pretty spooky part of this for anyone who relies on debuffs, or just anyone at all, since giving debuffs to his allies along with an in-combat unity effect can make it a lot harder to survive any of this. The Harsh Command Plus on the plus 10 note is also a nice way to help Veronica specifically avoid being countered by debuffs, since she's out of range of Robin at the beginning of this, and the plus 10 bonus week Medius is intimidating on his own, but can also help shut down hit-and-run approaches thanks to Kanto control. Figuring out a way to approach this was a little tricky since there's not really a good way to let Dimitri engage on this immediately, and Elise can shut down his counterattacks basically no matter what we do. So I decide to just not bother with counterattacking on this first turn. Veronica moves in first since she can do damage to Dimitri, at least with her second attack. And since Dimitri can't counterattack, Elise doesn't decide to go in to attack him first, even though she does apply a flash effect to him. The Trace and Pathfinder from note mean that Veronica does step back and let Elise move in to attack Dimitri, but she can't actually do very much damage here. And nobody else can make it in range, since they don't have a dancer on the team, which gives us an option to clear Dimitri's debuffs off, dance him, and move him in to take down Elise. With Elise off the board, it means that Dimitri can actually counterattack in the coming turn, and that's going to be pretty important since Veronica is able to do damage to him over time. Veronica isn't going to be able to sweep him this turn, since Dimitri only has one ally within 2 spaces, instead of having both Peony and Asker next to him last time. So even though Veronica does get to chunk Dimitri down a little further, it's not enough to actually finish the job.
Still you persist?
And Dimitri gets to just one-shot her on the counterattack.
By my father's lance.
Lysithea moves in next. She can do a little bit of damage here. But thanks to Noah applying guard to her during our turn, she doesn't actually get to use that Moonbow, and 10 damage is pretty survivable for Dimitri. Robin moves in last, and 42 seems pretty intimidating, but it goes all the way down to 8 damage a hit, and since he doesn't get hit twice in a row, Dimitri just gets to heal 7 of that back on every counterattack, and only ends up taking 2 damage by the end of this combat.
I will protect my people.
Embla can't make it in range, so that's the end of that turn. And from here, we just slowly and carefully make our way forward to pick apart the rest of their team. Moving Dimitri forward and dancing him lets us clear off his debuffs, and also stops Embla from getting any value from her clash skill, and lets Dimitri just one-shot her, and set up to tank Medius. Note's not actually going to go after him here, since Harsh Command Plus means that she'll go and use that on Medius instead of attacking Dimitri, who she wouldn't be able to damage to. And while Medius can do some damage to him, thanks to getting those penalties inverted, he can't do much, and Dimitri actually outheals him on both hits, and finishes him off with a higher health total than he had before.
I will protect my people.
From here, even though it is the last match of the week, I do like to pick up all of the Aether pots just for good practice and a clean clear. So it's all about just kiting around the note and trying to get her to go after Peony here, which would make it easy for Dimitri to clean her up next turn. Unfortunately, she decides that Eliud is a more appealing target, and that means I needed to adjust my approach here. Repositioning Dimitri to the left means that Peony can test this bolt trap. If it's real, it wouldn't hit Dimitri, and if it's not real, it means we can close the match out this turn by continuing to reposition and smite Dimitri over before letting him pick up the final Aether pot and tank note in the enemy phase.
By my father's lance!
This was a fun match to close out the week with, as well as a fun showcase for my first AR video in a pretty long while. I'm not sure how many Heroes videos I'll be posting in the coming weeks, especially with Tears of the Kingdom around the corner, but I am hoping to record some fun matches and showcases here and there. I do have a Discord channel if you'd like to hang out and chat. There's a link in the description, and I also have a Patreon page there if you'd like to help support the channel. I'd also like to give a special shout out to my patrons for their support. It means a lot to me and encourages me to keep the channel going. As always, I hope you've enjoyed the video, good luck with your own matches, and I'll see you all next time.